Okay guys, we're now into week 3 and we have some changes for you in this Inferno Shred program. Why? Because yeah, we have our heavy exercise in here again, but the mobilization circuits are changing just a little bit. The first thing you're going to notice is our conditioning exercise itself, that's changing. The rest of it, no, not as far as the exercises go. The way we perform them, oh my God, yeah, we're changing them around. But as far as the conditioning, the first thing I want to cover here is the high bench tap versus the bench hop out. So what the high bench tap is going to look over, remember we were doing the hop overs before? This is going to now swap out. I want to give you something different to do. A high bench tap, you're going to start with your foot up on top of the bench here, and then you're going to swap out. So you're going to hop that way. Okay? The further out you stand, it's a little easier because my legs don't have to be as high as if I was way in here like this. But you're going to go 60 seconds of that. For the guys that are at the 1 alarm level, you got bench hop outs. Now you were doing the low version of this before on the front of the bench. Now with the bench hop out, you're kind of going to almost do what the big boys were doing before, which was hopping over. And you're going to come in here at the end of the bench, okay? And you're going to hop to the side and then hop to the side. Okay, so now you got to support your weight here through your arms, and you got to hop and try to stay nimble, left to right, keeping a good pace. Okay, so that's the one change as far as this particular workout. Every time we address our conditioning this week, we're going to make one change in the conditioning. Next week, you're going to repeat all these again. But for now, I want to make that one change. The next big change is what we're doing with our rep scheme. So with the alarm levels, if you remember, we used to work our way down from the highest rep counts down to the lowest rep counts that you had to get completed in that 60-second time period. Well, now we're going to save the best for last, or at least we're saving the hardest for the last, because now you got to work your way up. We're going to ascend the ladder as we do our rep count. So if you look down at the alarms, the only one that's not going to change is going to be the 1 alarmers. They're still doing 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Now the reason for that is I know you still got to work on your conditioning, and that's okay. So if you can work on one thing, it will be not allowing yourself to miss any single rep goal in any 60-second period. Try to get to 2 alarm. Try to do that completely unbroken so that you're doing 2 alarm the very next workout. That's your major goal here, right? And if you're still struggling with that, that's fine. That's why I don't want to increase your reps or change your rep scheme at all. I want you to improve your conditioning. But for the other guys, the 2 alarmers, 3 alarmers, if you were doing 30 at the end, you're starting, if you were doing the 30 at the beginning, now you're going to save those for the end. So you're doing 15, then 20, then 25, working your way up to 30. Yes, when you're the most tired, I'm expecting the most out of you, okay? That's how we're going to do these workouts. But the most important thing is those heavy exercises again. And the one we're doing here today is going to be for our shoulders, our overhead press, our barbell overhead press. Now we could do it with either a barbell or a dumbbell. Beginners, again, I recommend here using dumbbells because the dumbbells are going to be a little bit more natural for you than say a barbell that has this sort of fixed plane right here in front of my face that I got to be able to manipulate around my head without going too far forward and without obviously going too far backwards to jeopardize how pretty you guys look. So what I use is a dumbbell. And really, as far as the technique of this, there's not much to it other than what you want to focus on other than your shoulders. So when you get here, I like to put the shoulders right up on my front delt. Okay, just the back end of it up on my front delt. And what I'm going to do here is the first thing it does is it positions my elbows in front of me to safely allow my shoulder joint to travel in its more natural position here as opposed to forcing it back here in an unnatural position inside of the joint. That's where you're going to cause some problems. So if I have them in front of me, then my shoulder can kind of travel in front as well. Much safer for the shoulders. But more so, now it's where do I stabilize? I should squeeze my glutes together, actively feel like I'm squeezing my feet together and my glutes at the same time to stabilize from below. And then that will also get my abs and core to contract as well, kind of cinching up from the bottom up. So from here now, with a stable base, I would say you can't shoot a cannon from a canoe. We're just going to press straight up and then lower slow with the target being right back down at my shoulder again. Squeeze the glutes together, squeeze the abs, and then down. And down. And down. I'm thinking about driving the elbow straight up from underneath because the elbow is supporting the hand. Straight up that way. And down. Just like that. Okay? I wasn't excessively dropping down. That's a push press, and that's a great exercise too. It's just not the one that we're doing in this particular workout. So use the heaviest weight you can handle sticking to all those finer points of form that I pointed out. Nice job, guys. Remember, ascending reps. It's different. It's gonna be more of a challenge. It's gonna make you dig deeper. That's perfect. That's exactly what we're looking for now as we progress through week to week. Nice job.